last Monday night. Do you remember? What about the group activities that we did at the end? Anyone?
Just 2 days ago. Could anyone still remember?
Yes.
Okay. So what did we discuss last time?
We talk about the purpose of when we write something. Understanding purpose. Am I right?
Yeah, we did discuss the purpose of writing.
I think that because for the audience, when they read the journal, I think because when the audience can see your letter or your academic writing, so we can choose the writing method suitable for them.
Okay, so you think the audience is important, and why? I mean, I just want to go back to the first question. Why is the purpose important?
Because when we know about the purpose of writing, we can, and the linear, that you can make your paragraph can mean more meaningful. Maybe you can explain to the reader the meaning of the paragraphs. I mean that how to say? I mean that if the writer understand the purpose, he can show all his ideas with the with the clear meaning. I mean that.
Okay.
So,
okay, Cassandra.
Oh yes. Excuse me, I was just pulling up my other screen. Okay, so last time, we ended by talking about, if you remember, the different kinds of ways that you can use language to communicate through description. We describe. Right? We can give examples, which was called exemplification. We can tell a story, which is what we do quite often when we talk to one another through conversation, and that's called narration. We can explain how something happens or how to do something. That is the process. So you would be talking about the process of, like we were saying, maybe getting into school, going the process of applying for college, the process of applying for a job, the process of raising a child. That would be a big process paper, right? But yeah, so process or definition, where we define something. And so that's why it's important to know your purpose. What is your intention when you're going to write something to someone? Who is your audience? Is it your family? So it might be informal? Could it be your teacher and your classmates, so it would be formal and academic? Maybe it's your employer, and so you want your language to be formal as well. Yeah, I think, are there any questions about those different types of writing? Again, we use narrative whenever we tell a story. And in that story, we might also mix that with description. We might describe the things that happen. We might tell how it happened. That would be process. Exemplification is when we give the details. And then definition is when we explain what something means. Are there any questions about that? Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah, big thumbs up.
Should we move on to today's lesson? All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you. Here we go. Let's start at the beginning. All right, my apologies for the technical difficulties. So, organizing paragraphs. Okay. So today we're going to talk about how to use effective topic sentences, supporting sentences, and concluding sentences so that you can start to build effective paragraphs that you will use, and you will use these paragraphs to complete an essay, right, or your piece of writing. But you want to start with the small pieces, learning how to make effective paragraphs before you're going to want to move on to do a full essay like we will start to talk about next week. All right? So topic sentences, okay? The topic sentence, which includes the topic and the controlling idea, must be a complete sentence. It's a statement of intent, opinion, or a mixture of both. The topic tells about the subject, what the paragraph is about, and the controlling idea makes a specific comment about the topic, what the paragraph is going to say about the topic, the writer's attitude or idea about the topic. So we've got the controlling idea, okay, the subject and the controlling idea. So in other words, the controlling idea shows the reader what the rest of the paragraph will say about the topic. It limits the topic to a specific area to be discussed in a single paragraph. Okay. Now, in academic writing, a paragraph has a topic sentence that directly tells the reader the main idea. The other sentences in the paragraph, called supporting sentences, give more information about the topic. They add specific details and explanations. A clear academic paragraph also has concluding sentences that summarize the paragraph and or a final comment. So again, you want to think of the paragraph as an independent unit, right? It's a part of the essay that you're writing, but it's also important that each paragraph is very focused, and the way we do that is with keeping each paragraph organized for academic writing with topic sentences, excuse me, supporting sentences, and concluding sentences. Okay. Now, a few things that a good topic sentence should not be, right? We don't want your topic sentences to be here too broad. Whoa, no, come back. So it should not be too broad. So you don't want it to be too much to write about. So for example, Australia is an interesting country. That's a very broad topic sentence. I can't imagine really where the writer is going to go using that topic sentence in the paragraph. Australia is an interesting country. Interesting is very broad. It can mean many, many things. So we want to be more specific. Okay. On my visit to Australia, here's the example of the strong topic sentence. On my visit to Australia, I saw many kinds of unusual animals. So I know with this sentence that the paragraph is going to be talking about unusual animals. So it's way more specific. And it gives the readers almost a map to the paragraph. Okay, we're going to talk about unusual animals. You can also go the opposite direction and make topic sentences too narrow, which is something else that they should not be. We want to avoid. When not enough to write about, there's not enough to write about, or it is a fact. So a weak topic sentence there would be, we study English at secondary school. So that topic sentence would be too narrow, right? We need to know more in the paragraph. So studying English at secondary school helps us get a better job. That tells us what will be in the paragraph. That by starting to study English in secondary school, that we'll be able to get a better job when we're done. Does that make sense? Are there any questions about what to avoid with topic sentences?
How many words? May I? have
Sure,
question?
sure. Go ahead.
How many words in the sentence, in the topic sentence is the best? I mean that the topic sentence should long or short. We should make the sentence with how many words?
That's a good question. There's really not a rule that says that a topic sentence needs to be a certain length. So what you want to do is just to be sure that you have enough information in it. Topic sentences generally aren't very long. So as the example that we have here, let's see. Caffeine has several harmful effects on health. Right here. That's a fairly short sentence, but it also has the topics. It has the topic and of caffeine and a controlling idea. So you want to be specific, but there's not a word limit to that specificity. Does that help? I know it doesn't give you a concrete number.
Yes, but normally how many was normally?
Normally.
Yes.
Well, if we take this one example, we could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's about 7 words, right? And I would say that this is a good, concise, so it's to the point topic sentence where the reader knows what's going to happen next. But if we have one of the topic sentences or a topic sentence that has a controlling idea at the beginning and at the end of the topic, and I'm going to, just to illustrate, I'm going to share a different screen real quick.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, yes. Hi.
Hello. In the topic sentence, should be the simple sentence, right? We should not use complex or compound sentence.
That too is a good question. Typically, the topic sentence is most effective when it is a simple sentence. Although it might be a simple or it might be a complex sentence, but you could have a topic sentence that is a compound sentence. That's just not, for now, as we're starting to learn, I would definitely start with the simple sentences for topic sentences, and then later on, if you wanted to try to make a really complicated one, you could. But for now, I would stick just to simple sentences. What do you think, Dr. Vu?
I think in a simple sentence, we can easily to control the controlling idea, right? So because if we give the complex sentence, we can our control when we use the supporting idea to support for the topic sentence. I mean that we should use a simple sentence for the topic sentence. It's quite safe, not risky.
Yeah, I would say that it's safer when we write a simple sentence and use it as a topic sentence because the meaning would be simpler and clearer. And if we have a complex sentence and use it as a topic sentence, that would be okay, as long as the topic and the controlling idea are clear. You can have a topic sentence like this. Although I have eaten at many good restaurants, ABC stands out as my favorite. ABC here, I mean a name of a restaurant. So, simple or complex sentence that is used as a topic sentence, it depends on your purpose of writing and how you want to convey the idea.
Okay, and then I'll give you an example. I'm just going to type it right here.
And one more question, please.
Sure, feel free.
Okay. So I think in the topic sentence we focus on the adjective, right? Because the adjective is a very important word, and then we can explain that adjective is right. For example, in your example, we can focus on the harmful I mean that I want to choose the key point. I want to use one word to become an important problem that we can solve it in the next sentences. And I choose the adjective. That's the harmful. Is right?
I think it depends on the keyword that you use in a sentence. And in a topic sentence, we have keywords that show what the topic is and what the controlling idea is. Let's say we have the keywords taking online classes, as Cassandra used in the example. And then you can use an adjective as another keyword. For example, advantageous as in the example, but you can use a verb or a noun instead of using an adjective. For instance, I can say taking online classes has advantages. So in this case, advantages is a noun. Overall, it depends on how you play with the vocabulary. You can use a noun, a verb, or an adjective as long as the idea is conveyed clearly and appropriately.
And in my opinion, in my opinion, I choose adjective because it's very easy to explain. That's right.
Yeah, that can be easy to explain and to develop your paragraph.
That's it.
Okay, thank you, Sang.
Yes, thank you. So let me show you this one sentence here. Okay, taking online courses, and then the two main advantages of taking online courses are its flexible hours and comfort. So here, well, I'll make this a bit bigger. So our topic is is online courses, right? Taking online courses. But then two of its controlling ideas are here. So we have the controlling idea of advantages and flexible hours and comfort. So do you see how that one would work also? And then the one that I had up previously actually had a subordinating conjunction, because, which makes it a complex sentence, even though it's still short. So I just wanted to show you those examples. Let me stop sharing this screen and we'll go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so we're going to go over this slide again, since we were having some technical difficulty. So again, a good topic sentence has two main parts, the topic and the controlling idea. And once you get this down, once you remember that you just need these components for a good topic sentence, I think they'll be quite easy for you to write. And the good topic sentence helps you write a good, clear paragraph. It keeps you from having the what we call the writer's block, where you can't think of what to write. And we'll talk about some invention exercises coming up with the topic sentences that you want to write, or the ideas for your papers toward the end of the hour. So let's see if I can get this to come back. It's not giving me the option. Okay, so caffeine has several harmful effects on health. So the topic is caffeine. The controlling idea is that it has several harmful effects on health. So we know exactly what's going to be in that paragraph. It's going to be a paragraph about how caffeine, my coffee right here, is not good for me. Okay? It can also have some benefits. So I could write another topic sentence that says caffeine has several benefits for health, right? Or I could write a topic sentence that says caffeine has harmful effects as well as negative effects on health, although that might be getting too broad, right? And we want to keep them just narrow enough, but not too narrow. So from this topic sentence, the reader immediately knows that the supporting sentences will explain or prove how harmful caffeine can be. So let's look at some different types of topic sentences. We might have a topic sentence that adds a description, okay, a topic sentence that creates a contrast, a topic sentence that identifies your support points, a topic sentence that creates a contrast and identifies the support points, or a topic sentence that uses creative language. All right, now these 5 types of topic sentences are commonly used by experienced writers. They are certainly not the only kinds, but if you learn to write them, you will be able to express the idea most in a graph.
So, can you give me an example? Because I can understand what you say, but if I have example, it's not.
Sure. While we're waiting to let the internet catch up, let me up an example quick. Okay.
Especially in number 4, I cannot imagine that.
Examples where they will pull up. I'll tell you what, Dr. Vu, can you pull that up? Oh, wait, I have one more option that might work. Let me try this real quick. Dr. Vu, can you pull up the handout that has the examples?
Okay. Okay, so right here.
Yeah, organizing paragraphs. Mm-hmm. Mine is still loading. I don't know what's going on my end.
Could you see my screen?
Yes, thank you. Oh, wonderful. Okay, perfect. All right, so the different types of topic sentences that we were talking about, here are our examples. Thank you, Dr. Vu. Mm-hmm. A topic sentence that adds a description, okay, is more precise and colorful. However, in order to keep your main idea clear, remember these suggestions. As we were talking about, only brief descriptive phrases, and don't force it. You want it to be smooth. So here is an example of the main idea, okay, which is Tango is my favorite restaurant. And then the topic sentence, description, Tango, an Argentinian restaurant in my neighborhood, is my favorite place to eat. Okay, so more description, right? An Argentinian restaurant in my neighborhood. It's more specific. Again, with description, the main idea, music is important in my life. Okay. The topic sentence, hip-hop and classical music are important in my life. So it's describing the types of music to be more specific. I could not live without my car, the main idea. And then the topic sentence, I could not live without my car, a beat-up 1992 Honda Civic. Okay, so when we use more description, then our topic sentences can be more precise and more clear. And the reader can actually, for example, imagine a beat-up 1992 Honda Civic, right? So we know what's coming in that paragraph. And it makes it more engaging for your reader as well, to use just a little bit more description only when it's appropriate or when you feel comfortable doing so, because like it says, don't force it. Some ideas don't need the added description. And then the second one, the type of topic sentence that creates a contrast. Okay. To form this type of topic sentence, you will need to write a complex sentence beginning with although, even though, or while. And that can signal the connection from the previous paragraph. Not always, but it can, and they can make good transitions. So the main idea, Tango is my favorite restaurant. The topic sentence that signals contrast, because we have, although I have eaten at many good restaurants, comma, we have a subordinating conjunction, although I have eaten at many good restaurants, comma, Tango stands out as my favorite. Now that would be a complex sentence used as a topic sentence, right? We could flip that around and say Tango stands out as my favorite, although I've eaten at many good restaurants. However, they want you to begin with the subordinating conjunction, just to emphasize that contrast, right? So topic sentence, even though I do not get to listen to music as often as I would like, it is very important in my life. So that type of sentence is a contrast. Music is important in my life, but contrast, even though I don't get to listen to it very much or as often as I would like, it is still important. And then the last one, I could not live without my car. While I survive without many of my possessions, I could not live without my car. So it's putting your topic in contrast to something else for emphasis. Are there any questions about that one?
Does it help, Sam?
It's amazing.
Okay, so in this case, you can see a complex sentence in the topic sentence, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So we have the next one. Okay.
Now the topic sentence that identifies your support points. Okay, so a topic sentence that identifies the support points gives the reader a snapshot or picture of your paragraph, and it demonstrates that you have a firm grasp on the organization. This type of topic sentence includes the main idea and briefly identifies the support points that you will develop in your paragraph. These support points may be introduced by the word "because," as shown in the following examples. Keep your list as brief as possible so that it's tongue-tied, so that it flows smoothly, okay? So if you have the main idea, Tango is my favorite restaurant, and you want to make the supporting points because the food is delicious and the atmosphere is romantic and the prices are reasonable are 3 supporting points. You can merge all of those into one topic sentence that identifies your support points by writing, Tango is my favorite restaurant because of the delicious food, romantic atmosphere, and reasonable prices. It's almost like a thesis statement, which we'll be talking about more later, and you'll see the connection then. But so it's the topic sentence that tells you everything that's going to be in that paragraph because it already shows your supporting points. Are there any questions about that one?
Yes.
Okay.
What's you saying?
What is the difference between number 3 and number 1?
In number 1, we're just talking about Tango as being a favorite place to eat. And by describing it more, we're saying that it's an Argentinian restaurant in our neighborhood or in my neighborhood. So that adds description, but it doesn't tell your reader why. Like the type of topic sentence that goes ahead and tells your supporting points does. Because the one that talks about your supporting points will say, because the food is good, it has a romantic atmosphere, and there was something else that I can't remember. Okay.
Reasonable price.
Reasonable prices, yes. The probably the most important one. Okay. So yeah. Description just adds. Now you could talk about. I see your question, because you could talk about in your paragraph it being an Argentinian restaurant in your neighborhood, and that could be part of your paragraph, but it's just a describer. It's not going to be one of the main points. Yeah.
So
did that clear that up?
I want to add something. When we have a description added to the topic sentence, like in number 1, compared with number 4, the topic sentence that identifies supporting ideas, as in the example, Tango is my favorite restaurant because of the delicious food, romantic atmosphere, and reasonable prices. The sentences that follow this topic sentence should discuss 3 main ideas. Number 1, delicious food. Number 2, romantic atmosphere. And number 3, reasonable prices. However, if we have a topic sentence with a description as in the example, Tango, an Argentinian restaurant in my neighborhood, is my favorite place to eat. The sentences that follow this topic sentence can be something that explains why it is my favorite place. It can be because the restaurant has a good view, the restaurant has friendly staff.
You mean that in the number one, the following sentences don't need to mention about the description, Argentinian restaurant, don't need to mention about that again. But in the number 3, we have to
repeat.
Use.
So, for the first kind of the topic sentence, you should explain why it is your favorite restaurant. And for the topic sentence with supporting ideas, supporting sentences in the paragraph should be about the ideas listed in the topic sentence. It shouldn't be different.
Connection.
And then for this one, when you have specific supporting points, so your supporting sentences must be about those. It cannot be different.
Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, it seems maybe coming back. Okay, so this is our first activity. Okay, and I think that we can do this one together. Whoops, here we go. And what this activity asks us to do is to underline the topic, okay, and choose a main idea for each topic. And then to write a topic sentence and then share your new sentences with a partner or small group. All right, so I have a photo of my girlfriend. This is our example. The idea behind that is that the photo reminds me of her. So then the topic sentence would be, I carry a photo of my girlfriend to remind me of her. So let's look at, okay, does that make sense how we arrived there? Underline the topic. So the topic is photo of my girlfriend. The idea is that the photo reminds me of her. So then I carry the photo of my girlfriend to remind me of her. And then that would be our topic sentence. So our next example, the internet is good. Who would like to give an idea for that one?
Which is
anyone?
I think the idea is quality of internet is very good.
So the internet is good, and that's our topic. And then the idea that we would
mean quality.
And so you're wanting the idea to have to do with the quality.
Yes.
The internet is, trying to think of a way to phrase that with quality. The internet is good because even when the quality is bad, we can still talk to people from far away.
I think that everyone can think about that, and then you can type your topic sentence in the chat box. Is okay? So that everyone can see your topic sentence. And make sure that after 5 minutes, you have to send your topic sentences.
Good, because... Okay, has it been 5 minutes about? Okay, can everyone hear me? Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, good. Okay, I thought that I was on mute. It had come up and said that I was on mute. Perfect. All right, so let's go over some of the examples that you've shared. So nowadays, the quality of internet is more and more better. So the internet is becoming more and more better, and you might say that nowadays the quality of the internet is becoming better. Okay, good. I can connect with my partners by web meeting thanks to good internet. Thanks to internet. Because the internet, I can participate in English online class effectively. I can participate effectively in English online class. That is great, great. And then learning English will, brings more chance for everyone to get a good job all over the world. Okay, we have a few more. English is taught in school. The idea, and this one's broken down by the idea and the topic sentence. English is taught in school, and then the topic sentence. Learning English in school may provide me more chances to have well-paid jobs. Great, great. We have another one just coming in. Learning English is one of my essential activities in my daily life. Good. The internet is good because of its convenience. Yes. Although I learned English from age 12, my pronunciation is not good. Okay, yes, and you turn that one into a contrast. Very good. All right, do we have any more? From saying, okay, nowadays the young learners can access updated knowledge. Okay, there's everyone. Nowadays, the young learners can access updated knowledge through online courses because the quality of the internet has increased. Great, great. Thank you, Sang. Thanks, everyone, for putting your samples in. That helps for us to be able to see all of them. Can all of you open up the chat, and did you all look? Yeah, great, great. Okay. So let's move on to the next slide. Here we're talking about supporting sentences, okay? And the supporting sentence, it is essential that your supporting sentences stay on topic and clearly relate to the main idea of the topic sentence. And I think that that's why it's often a good idea to use the topic sentence where you include the supporting points. This connection between the supporting sentences and the topic sentence is called unity. If your supporting sentences are irrelevant or off topic, your paragraph will not be strong and may be unclear. So you want those supporting sentences to be relevant and on topic. The supporting sentences of a paragraph develop the main idea presented in the topic sentence. This development can come in the form of examples, reasons, description, etc., depending on the purpose of your paragraph. If, for example, you are writing an opinion-based paragraph, your supporting sentences will consist of reasons and details. If, on the other hand, you are writing a description, your supporting sentence will contain specific details to help the reader form a mental image. Okay, are there questions about supporting sentences before we move on to concluding sentences? So let's go over concluding sentences, and then I have an example paragraph for you. The concluding sentences. A concluding sentence can restate the topic sentence, summarize the main idea of the paragraph, make a prediction connected to the paragraph's topic, make a suggestion or give advice connected to the topic. The concluding sentence does not state a completely new idea. So it can restate the topic sentence. It could also summarize the paragraph, make a prediction connected to the paragraph's topic, or make a suggestion or give advice connected to the topic. The last sentence of a paragraph should restate or summarize your main idea. You want it to be in a fresh and thoughtful manner. An unimaginative or missing concluding sentence can indicate a lack of commitment. So it kind of says if you don't put the concluding sentence, maybe you didn't finish, right? And may leave the reader unsatisfied or confused. Instead, be sure to restate your main idea in a way that expresses your sincerity, your enthusiasm, or conviction about the ideas discussed in the paragraph. Okay. Now let's look at this sample paragraph that I wrote. And where it says reasons, here and here. That can just be reasons are one of the supporting points. Right? Okay, so paragraph or point 1, a topic sentence. So here you will write the topic sentence main idea of your paragraph. It will support the idea that you wrote in your thesis. And we'll get to theses later. But here is the topic sentence of my paragraph. Okay, and this is kind of an instructional paragraph that you can keep with you. It's a formula so that you can, I did not know my dog was in here. So that you can keep this as a formula and you can put your own sentences in, right? So here's where the topic sentence would go. And then sometimes we have, this wasn't mentioned before, but what we call is a bridge sentence. And this is the place where you state specifically what you will talk about in the paragraph. So for example, blank and blank are important when considering this topic. It just links your topic sentence to your reasons. Okay. Then reason 1. So give a reason that supports your topic sentence. You have stated the sentence as a point for your thesis. Now tell us why. So we need reason 1. Whoops. And then reason 2. Remember, it helps to provide your readers with an example that they can visualize. Be descriptive and illustrate your knowledge of the topic. Reason 2. In example 2, repeat the same procedures that you used with reason 1 and example 1, but of course with a different reason and example. And then the concluding sentence. This sentence will end the paragraph and prepare readers to move on to the next idea or supporting point to your thesis statement. So be sure that you describe how both reasons relate to the idea you stated in your topic sentence. Okay. So with this paragraph, here you go, buddy. So, that paragraph. Do you feel like you could use this as a model? So hold on to this paragraph as we get ready to write our own paragraphs here. And you can use it just as a formula. Be sure that you put in the first sentence, and then if you need a connector, use a bridge sentence. Give your reasons or your supporting points. Include examples, and then include a concluding sentence. Include a concluding sentence. And that will give you a very coherent and cohesive paragraph that will fit nicely into your essay. And I'm wondering if we have time to make a paragraph together. And let's just talk for a few minutes about the completed paragraph as a whole unit. So what questions does everyone have? And I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties today. What questions do you have about paragraph construction? So you have a topic sentence, you have different ways that you can write that topic sentence, such as you could do a contrast, you could do a description, you could do a supporting points or a contrast and supporting points. And then you could use a bridge sentence, as I showed you in my example of the format of the paragraph, which just comes right after the topic sentence and shows you or tells your reader what's about to come next. And then you introduce those 2 or 3 supporting points, perhaps give examples, and then you have a concluding sentence. And when you formulate your paragraphs that way, then your reader knows exactly what's going to come next from the beginning of the topic sentence on down to the concluding sentence. And you'll see as we continue on with this class how each paragraph formulates to build a good academic essay. And when each paragraph, when everything is clear on the paragraph level, and that starts with the topic sentence, then you're going to have a clear essay. Okay. And I also have a PowerPoint that has invention and brainstorming exercises. Unfortunately, it's not showing up when I try to share it through the program today. So I'm hoping that maybe I can show it briefly on Monday, or perhaps I can we can upload it to the Moodle.
Mm-hmm. Can you upload to Moodle, please?
Yeah, yeah. And then if you have, and I'll send both so that they can be uploaded to Moodle. And if you want to go through them and maybe read through, especially the brainstorming and invention one, then we can just briefly go over it again on Monday.
Okay. This question is for everyone. The components of the paragraph, we have the topic sentence, we have supporting sentences, and concluding sentence, right? Do we have to have the concluding sentence for every single paragraph?
Can you give the multiple choice?
Multiple choice for what, Sang?
The kind of paragraph depend on the purpose of the paragraph you want to deliver. But in some kind of paragraph, I think every in my knowledge, I think should have a conclusion. It should be restate from the introduction, and have the reader can remind again.
Yes, so we should have the concluding sentence, right? Yeah.
I think in your questions, maybe a trick.
Yeah, that will be a good approach to have the concluding sentence. But in reality, when we read some other academic essays, we don't always see every single paragraph will have a concluding sentence. But ideally, we should have the concluding sentence to restate the main idea of that paragraph before we move to the new one.
Really, I would just like to say that I'm really excited that so many of you are here. I noticed that attendance is up and everybody's participating. And I apologize for the technical difficulties today, but hopefully if you have any questions, please feel free to email me and I'll be happy to get back with you. I'll try to return within 12 to 24 hours, depending on if I'm asleep or not, right?
Okay, yeah.
And we will, next week should be exciting because we're going to get into a little bit more of the writing portion of it. Now we've started the building blocks of sentence construction and paragraph construction, and we're going to start putting those paragraphs together, and we'll have some exercises in which you can do that. And I'll be sure that those PowerPoints are available for you, and then we'll just briefly review invention and brainstorming when we start again on Monday.
Great.
You'll have it so you can read in advance. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. Thank you, Cassandra. And thank you everyone for your participation today. Okay.
Goodbye.
Good night, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Goodbye.
And good day there.
Yes, thank you. we could say